So you're probably trying to figure out what dart weight you should be using. It's honestly kind of hard to tell what feels right without actually using them. So today I'm going to try and help you figure out what weight could be the best for you. I'm just going to throw a range of different weights ranging from 21 grams all the way up to 30 to see how they feel and hopefully help you find what suits you the best. Starting off with the 21 gram darts. So the 21 gram darts that I'm using are the Rob Cross Gen 1s. I'm using an intermediate stem and the points are the Swiss Storm Surge points in 35mm, and I'm also using number 6 flights. So should you use 21 gram darts? Well, according to recent surveys, about 11.5% of players use 21 gram darts, and some top pros like Rob Cross, Joe Cullen and Luke Woodhouse have trusted this way at the highest level. So why 21 grams? Well, lighter darts like these tend to favour a faster, smoother throw-in motion. They're perfect if you rely more on rhythm and finesse than power. You'll get quicker release, tighter grouping and a bit more control over your trajectory. They also put less strain on your arm, ideal for longer practice sessions or tournaments. When I was throwing them, I noticed something right away. Using less power actually helped me. I didn't need to muscle the dart, I just focused on smooth, relaxed motion and let the dart do the work. The lighter they feel encouraged me to trust my technique and not force my throw, because when I did that, I pulled my darts a lot more. Now let's move on to the next dart, and that is the 23 grams. So for the 23 gram dart, I decided to use the Luke Littler World Champion Edition. I'm using a 35mm point and I'm using a short number 6 K-Flex. So should you use 23 gram darts? Well, did you know 23 gram darts are actually one of the most popular choices? According to a recent survey, about 26.5% of players use 23 gram darts, making it a favourite weight for many. Pro players like Luke Littler, Gary Anderson and Damon Heta use 23 gram darts because they rely on that balance between control and stability that 23 gram offers. So should you use 23 gram darts? Well, compared to lighter darts, 23 grams gives a bit more momentum, which helps if you have a firmer and more deliberate throw. It offers a good mix of control, forgiveness and consistency. From my experience, switching to 23 grams made me realise how sensitive dart weight is to your mechanics. In my experience, I found I was holding the dart too tight, which led to me pulling the darts quite often. If you're trying 23 gram darts, focus on keeping your release smooth and letting the dart do the work. For many players, 23 grams is the sweet spot. It just wasn't quite right for me because it was just a little bit too light, but it may be perfect for you. Now moving on to the 24 gram darts. For the 24 gram darts, I am throwing the Target Dart Scope in the 2 model. I'm using a number 2 flight, I'm using a short stem, and finally I'm using a 26mm point. So should you use 24 gram darts? Well, in a recent survey, 12.4% people prefer to use 24 grams over anything else. Top professionals like Michael Smith, Gerwyn Price and Andrew Gilding favoured 24 grams, demonstrating how this weight strikes a great balance between power and precision. It offers enough heft to keep the dart flying steadily without feeling overly heavy in your hands. Compared to the lighter darts, 24 grams provide an added stability during flight, which can really improve your consistency, especially if you're throwing a bit more forceful or deliberate. That extra weight means it is essential to keep your throw nice and smooth and controlled, avoiding any tension that might throw off your aim. If you have found darts in the 21 to 22 gram range to be a bit light, but 25 grams feels a bit too heavy, then 24 grams might be the ideal weight for you. Now let's move on to 25 grams, which is the weight I actually use day in and day out. The 25 gram dart that I am using are the Stephen Bunting Gen 5s. I am using a 35mm point, I'm using a medium stem, and I'm using a number 6 flight. 25 gram darts are a very popular choice among players who want a bit more weight without going too heavy. According to surveys, around 2.5% of players use darts in this range, as many people find them perfect for their style. Very well-known professionals like Scott Williams and Martin Lukeman throw 25 grams, showing how this weight can suit a solid control game with enough punch behind each throw. Personally, I really enjoy using 25 gram darts day in day out. After trying various weight, 25 grams just feels right. It fits how I throw and complements my overall game perfectly. I actually used to throw 26 grams but ended up dropping down by 1 gram because 25 felt a lot smoother and gave me better control. For me, 25 grams strikes that sweet spot between stability and ease of release, allowing me to maintain consistent accuracy without feeling like I have to overexert. If you're exploring dart weights, 25 grams might be exactly what you're looking for, especially if you want something balanced and reliable. Now let's move on to the final dart, and we're making a 5 gram jump all the way up to the 30 gram darts. So the 30 gram darts that I'm using are the Red Dragon Pegasus. I'm using a intermediate blue K-Flex with a 30mm point. Now we're moving up to the 30 gram darts. Now a lot of dart players wouldn't even consider going to 30 grams, however there are some that do. In the survey, 0.8% players are using 30 gram darts, which is a big drop compared to the 11.5% of players using 21 grams, a difference of nearly 11% between the two weights. Now when it comes to professional players, the only player who comes anything close to 30 grams is actually Ryan Searle, and he even throws higher. He throws 32 gram dart. Using darts this heavy demands a slow, strong throw and a very controlled release to keep accuracy. It's definitely not for everyone, but if you have a naturally heavy throw or prefer to feel a heavier dart, it might be worth trying. But do keep in mind, it does feel like throwing rocks at the board. But for most players though, throwing 30 grams is probably too heavy and can lead to quicker fatigue and loss of precision. Hopefully in this video I've given you a better understanding of how different dart weights can affect your game. If you're still unsure what dart weight is right for you, the best advice I can give is, if you can, try and visit a dart shop and try a few different weights out for yourself, and don't be afraid to experiment. I myself have tried so many different barrels, points, stems, flights, you name it, I've tried it. Like I said earlier, I was using 26 gram darts and I was using them for months. I always thought they're the darts, that is the exact dart that is perfect for me. But I nearly hit the 9 darts with the Stephen Bunting darts and they felt so good, I decided to switch. So don't be afraid to try different darts, experiment, because the perfect dart might be out there for you, and that dart right there could take your game to the next level.